Hello, y'all on YouTube. This is Rob with Rob's Nerdy Knives. Today I have a very interesting, not review, but kind of a little help video. I wanted to try out some new Rocket Glide O-rings here, something that I received from Skiff Blade Works, and I wanted to try these out. These were little sample ones that I believe will fit the Lander, so we're going to go ahead and give these a try and see how they work. Pretty excited about this because I've been hoping for some Skiff washers for this one for quite a while now. So typically the Landers take a T8 and a T6. So the T8 is going to be a pivot and the T6 is going to be the scales. So let's go ahead and start off with that. So some of the stuff I may speed up just for the sake of the video. Now I do have the clip on here that comes from the Wii knives clip. So this one will also be T8, just so you know. So let's go ahead and use this right here. We want to first of all make sure so they fit on there. That's the first thing. They want to see what size are they. They're 3/64s, and that's what they are. So these would be what I would expect to be the washers. Now it's a D captive, it means it's got a flat part. I'm going to go ahead and make sure I get that back on there. Interesting. It's going to be really good. Right, so I'm going to put a little Loctite on here. All right, so those worked fantastic. Let's do the second knife because this is black coated, and I'm going to let it sit overnight and see how get the pivot to lock in there really nicely. But it's dead centered. You can see that, dead net centered. Action was, first impression was phenomenal. So very excited to see what happens. I'm ordering another clip for this one because this one I got online and at Etsy, and it's okay. It's not bad. But I think I would like to get the Civivi one, but we'll see. So the first one I did here was 4mm .160. These are all the same, so that's good. So we'll use these guys next. Ooh, throwing my oil around. Not bad, not bad. All right, so first impressions, phenomenal. Super, super smooth. So Skiff made blades, or Skiff Blade Works, or I know they go by different names because one's the knife company and one's the one that does some of the milling and the washers. And I got to tell you, these Rocket Glide rings, 4mm, 0.16, 0.295, 364, 13 ball count, phenomenal. They worked in both my landers. Super, super smooth. Look at this. Super, super smooth. If you're wondering if you could get this any better, so, you know, some people think, well, the Lander is D2. Well, you might have a 14C28N. I got the Urban EDC M390 version from it's the QSP version, right? And then I also got the Smoky Mountain Knife Works S35VN blade steel one, that one right there. And that one was a Smoky Mountain Knife Works exclusive. And I put unlock composite scales on this particular knife, which I really enjoy. So there you go. Really, really nice. Got a little bit of oil on there. We'll have to clean that off. Probably went a little bit too much because I was just super excited to just get them on to see if they fit. Gotta be quite honest with you, I was not expecting them to fit so well. This is really, really cool. So very, very nice. Make sure I don't have blade rock. Nope. And the action is just buttery smooth now. All right. So I probably skipped or fast forward really fast my little attempt there. Tried another knife for these washers and they didn't work. So, but I was super excited that these washers absolutely worked on the Lander and they worked beautifully. So we now have Skiff Rocket Glide rings, 0.4mm, 0.16, 364, 0.295, 13 ball count. Thickness is 0.035. And they fit fantastically in this knife. And I got to tell you, the action is way better. I can already feel it. There's that buttery smoothness that you get. Dead center nuts. No blade rock. So I'm going to let the Loctite set there for this one, right? And then, so I also have it here in the S35VN blade steel version. Super smooth on the black PVD coating, so that's really, really, really nice. Really, really dig that a lot. So, great fit, wonderful. So, if you're wondering, you're wanting to get, I got a little oil on that one, but if you're wanting to get some Skiff washers, let me just tell you right now, these are the ones you want. 4mm, 0.16, 364 is 0.295, 13 ball count, 0.035. Get these. They work great in the Lander. Absolutely fantastic. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to try to see if I can maybe do a little giveaway because I have a couple extra sets and Skiff washers, they let me have a couple extra sets so I could put a pair in my knife to see how they work, right? So last time I did that, got a little bit of, it's not locking up there. All right, so before we do that, this happened to me last time when I disassembled it and reassembled it. I've got to fix that, so. So sometimes you don't get perfect alignment. It's because it didn't sit perfectly like I wanted it to. So what I'll do is I'll just kind of take this apart. Then we'll reassemble it. because this always lines up nicely. And the fact that it didn't line up tells me that something didn't sit exactly like I wanted it to. It happens. So my thing is, like, if your blade's not centered, something like that, I would always first attempt to reassemble it, reseat it, see how it goes. So in my case, I'm just going to swap out the washers just because that's one thing that works sometimes, right? All right. So we had a little issue with the lock bar not engaging on the tang of the blade. Now we're engaged. It seems, now I did do an adjustment on the lock bar to make it a little looser, but sometimes when you adjust that, so it curves, and when you curve, so like you can see, there's a certain distance, but when you curve something, and you curve it like this, you have a certain amount of distance to get there. And when you straighten it out, it's going to be longer, right? So curving shortens it and straightens it out. So for me to loosen the detent, I straightened it out. So that means it's going to engage further out. And I think I straightened it out too much. So what I did is I curved the inside of here a little bit more and kept that straight so that I kind of pulled it in, but, you know, didn't go all the way in. So I still didn't make the detent super, super tight. So it's better. It's a little give and take. Sometimes, you know, you can get only so much detent. You got to be careful. You want to make sure that lock bar locks in there, engages really well. So now we're, I think, where we need to be. I don't have any blade rock. Yep. So I think I'm in good shape. I'm going to let this sit and I should be fine. Let's check this one out. The action is ridiculous now. I like it. All right, so there we go. Now we have Skiff washers on our landers, premium landers, as a matter of fact. But that's the ones you want to get. So I fast forwarded probably through the fix there. If you're not interested in that, no worries. But I just wanted to let you know that it was just a way to, when you tune your detents, you've got to be aware that sometimes you can straighten that lock bar out a little too much. And it won't engage the tang as nicely as you wanted before. So I don't mess with adjusting, you know, touching the tang. I don't sand or file any of that down. I'm not going to touch that. That to me is too much to mess with, so I'll leave that alone. But I can bend the lock bar a little bit, and that usually does fix my issues, which it did in this case. And I'm just making sure I'm still centered. Oh. Sorry, it's a little late. I wanted to do this before I went to bed. All right, so I think it's not. All right, there we go. I want to make sure it's locked. No blade rock. Okay, we'll let that sit. Hey, if you found this content fun, interesting, worthwhile, entertaining, or informative, would you please consider hitting that like button down below? If you've already hit that like button, would you please consider hitting the subscribe button? Subscribing and liking the videos really helps out the channel, allows me to produce more content, do more things. Thank you very much. And also, a big shout out and thank you to all my subscribers. My subscribers, yes, big shout out to you guys. And also to my members. Thank you guys. Really, really do appreciate that. If you have any questions about the video, any questions about the Skiff washers or what I did, let me know. But I sure do appreciate it. And if you want to see future content, just hit that notification button so you can be notified of future content. If you haven't already, check me out over on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Again, that's on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Thanks so much for watching today. Have a great day and a great week. Bye.